Yeah, it's been a while since I had this here on the channel. Anyway, hey everybody, this is Retrokid Reviews, and yeah, the biggest bomb of Nerf news dropped this week, that so much so it halted my upcoming crossover for Power Month. Yeah, my Lightning Collection, STRYFE X, cross-promotion, Cam Masters, Falcon Ranger, or Soaring Falcon in this case. So yeah, that'll be a weekend video mainly because there's not a lot happening this weekend movies-wise. Yay, I get a break. And also, yeah, I get to catch up on stuff, hopefully. So, yeah, you're probably wondering why I got the old STRYFE here. For most of the laymen in the hobby, this is the premier platform everyone has basically used to mod literally everything from flywheel cages to new cages to select switches to full auto kits to non-full auto kits, and just remembering how grip and how like it's a comfortable grip. The stock this is my actual stock STRYFE blaster that I've had ever since the beginning of my channel. So go to my early test shots with them back in the day. I think my range test back then. Yeah, this is still the same stock blaster. All I really did was I guess keep the trigger locks and not really much after that. Yeah, as much as I could. That being said, this is the platform for pretty much anyone who started in the hobby all throughout the 2010s. And they got the best news they've ever heard so far this week. I highly recommend, and where most of this, the information came from, Outer Darts' whole coverage for the new STRYFE X in the Nerf Pro line. I heard rumblings of this, that I was going to make a full YouTube short about it. I think PNN talked about this as their whole news topic. I don't know if it was fully mentioned in their podcast that they do after the show. Go to their channel down below, because I'm pretty sure they're going to be following this and the soon-to-be new tournament they're going to be doing around this new platform for the Nerf Pro line. Yes, they are finally committing to doing the thing every other company's been doing. I think even X-Shot has gone around to do their pro line. Yes, I'm still needing to get that long shot. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to get it online, because local targets I go to apparently have a policy that they can't have it, or in-store pickup, or something along those lines. I'll probably have to go out of state. Doesn't matter. I'll figure it out down the road. That will be a review someday. However, that being said, with the STRYFE, what there hasn't been said about this thing that clearly the STRYFE X is going to do? First and foremost, the usual long mags that we've had for years throughout the hobby. More importantly, if you've been around with the early days Nerf mining from Hasbro platforms like this, yeah, that's gone. They full tilted and committed to doing half-length, and I would love to have my half-length blasters to basically demonstrate that, but again, go to Luke's video. He pretty much showed off exactly what this is going to be. So, good news, it's a lot less of a hassle for the battery tray that has been known to have webbings of like past obviously, this was meant to have a AA system, and pretty much every STRYFE clone here on out has basically been on alkalines ever since then. Yeah, Nerf basically said, no, we're going to give you a battery switch to basically do lipos and essentially be, well, we could do one more. We could do a charging pack like we used to do back with, I think, the Perseus during the rifle days. Never got around to getting it because the price was too exorbitant back then. I don't know nowadays, so we'll check your Amazon listings on that one if anything else. So they're speaking of the Perseus, they're going to have that switch that you had for the charging battery. That's going to be right here at the side of the blaster. The cage here, this is still the stock cage for those who are new. That's basically how whole thing is operated, how it's basically fired in general. And I have a trigger lock issue. Okay, so it's been over a decade with this blaster. You can tell that I need to get fresh batteries in here, or just wait another 3 months for a $120 version of this. Yes, that is the asking cost for this, but the big draw for this, go to my Rampage review that I shotted with Accu rounds. They're still in the basement. Didn't have time to pick it up for this news review. So that being said, I'm looking at that, and it's going to be probably in the photos for the thumbnail. My 2 cents on the Accu half-lengths. Again, a sentence I didn't think I would be saying today with Nerf. So much so I was going to probably do like the opening to Walk-In 101's essays, just like do 5, 4, 3. A half-length blaster, Hasbro, Accu strike rounds. 3 things by themselves are, without question, the pillars of the hobby. But when combined, They become the best blaster so far for 2023. I'm not kidding. Like, what I've seen with the performance and everything, I think the FPS is at 150, which is pretty hot for a super stock blaster that the STRYFE X is going to be coming out of the gate come October from pre-orders. That being said, the cool part, is not the main body of the blaster. It is a Hasbro task, and you can definitely tell that. I have seen way worse Hasbro tasks over the years with premium blasters, especially in the limited series line, so take that as you will. After that, the half-length mag itself might as well be capable to do talons. I'm not even kidding. If for those who are new in the hobby, talons are like the new go-to half-length mag for basically everyone. For the longest time, it was Worker Gen 3s, P-mags, the whole 9 yards. Here, no, they really want you to put talons in that day one. You can definitely tell. I think the safety trigger, which since you're going over 90 FPS, they're gonna want to do. They're gonna put a safety in there, is underneath the trigger here. The thing also, the usual mag release is not going to be here. That's usually been like the ease of comfort, and as you can tell, it can help your dominant hand get back into the fight easy. No, they're going to put it right here under the magwell. Another thing I think Luke mentioned that his first mod he's probably going to do is probably a flare magwell kit, basically to give it more room to get into the blaster, so for your mags to go, obviously. Another thing I've noticed, I think Luke mentioned also, this has a rifling, this is still the stock blaster case, you can tell, but in there, they realized, okay, we're not going to do the rifling, that's been done to death, let's smoothen it out so that it can guide, the 150 FPS that the extended, motors are going to be having. So imagine my hand, like, right here, that's kind of where your extended motors are going to be. And they beefed it up since day one. I don't know the exact amperage. Again, go to Luke's video for the whole demonstration. Also, you do not get a stock right out of the gate, much like the old days of, basically when stripes were coming out. I don't know if that's still the thing. I know that the Amazon version of this blaster has the Gear Up, orange ever since then. True to form, they're gonna go with the Gear Up orange. Another thing I mentioned, earlier, the lanyard, mount, they're going to lower it slightly down to here, which gives you more grip space, which, for a perfect blaster this was back in the day, they found a way to make it even more comfortable. Somehow Nerf knows how to do that. My honest theory so far for the Pro line, I feel like these are people who were in the hobby that want to help the hobby out, grow into, like, newer environments, newer demographics and stuff like that, because I think it's still under, like, the 14 upline, just like Rival back in the day. So that's my ultimate guess. That's where they're going to go. Another thing, they're going to give you 30 rounds out of the gate. I don't know if that gives you another mag as well in box. I know they have 2 packs for $10 coming up also, I think day one when this drops. Ultimately, it's a STRYFE. For those who haven't or know the reputation of how many body kits, let's just say for the sake of YouTube copyrights and all that stuff, that has been made with this STRYFE and probably been used in like fan films over the years on like the Marvel and DC side of things for me. Yeah, this is going to be the same scenario with the STRYFE X, but now you can go a step further to be that PDW style like SMG you've always been wanting to do forever. Or in the case of most PEW guys, just figure out a way to make their main pistol into, like, basically a carbine kit. Again, this blaster has been through the ringer with that style of, like, body kits over the years. And it probably won't be no different when the STRYFE X drops. So that's kind of my news, and with a dead motor, or probably got to rechange the batteries aside, what did you think of the news? I will leave the photos and the news down below. Most of the article I got was from The Verge, so again, check that as well. I will also leave AdultArts' channel down below so you can see the full coverage, because I'm pretty sure Luke is going to plan to do a teardown of the STRYFE X, and compare it, obviously, to the almost decades long mods that this has been created from. I know it's like almost an 11-year-old blaster, but it feels like it's been here forever in the hobby. So again, another thing I also remembered, yeah, the Nerf Limited 9 finally is quietly releasing the Sharp 92. That's one of the early days of like Nerf in general, so I'm gonna see if I can try to pick it up, because I think the prices for that were about pretty low, even for Nerf Limited. So if that's widely available, I'll let you know, probably in an update video. So with that being said, dead motors aside, yeah, end cards over here to my previous video over here, which was the start of Power Month, with my TMNT crossover with In Space, and I guess Ambi over here, to my previous short, which is going to be my coverage for Critical Role episode 67, now that that's finally out, by the way, as of this recording. Sure here to sub the channel notification down below for future coverage for the Nerf Pro line, because I really want to know the Nerf Ball tournament. I want to know who's the players. Is there more people in the hobby that are going to show up? Is Coop going to come out of retirement knowing that there's finally a pro STRYFE? Probably not. But again, I guess that's a stinger. And Chris here. I'm Retrokid Reviews, and yeah, Coop picked a bad week to retire, personally speaking, or month in this case.